All right, yes, we're gonna truncate, not trucate. But so yeah, those three files, I tried to chain them together, uh, and one of them, it exceeded the context window. So as soon as I successfully chain them together, then I can create a for each loop, and then I can enter a bunch of URLs at one go. But first, we need to get this working. So we're gonna run through them each one at a time, starting with WP all pages content. We got to change the base to rankstar.io. And then we got to run WP all pages content. Okay, and it already exceeded the context length, which is wild because content here, it is all just gibberish. Shh. No, the one that gets the HTML. rankstar.io. And now let's run that about content services, about contact services. There's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't look like it belongs. It's still going. I see now why the context length got exceeded. I think we're going to exceed the context length again. Nope, we got it. So now let's just run the parser. And we're not going to include either of these. Parser. So just now, I would have liked to go for a bit of a walk, I guess, but it was kind of drizzling. But I was thinking like these if I was really cooking right now, I would what? Oh, it doesn't have the open a let's just try it again. Do I really not? I do have it open. Okay. All right. And now I'm just going to delete the rank star. That was kind of stupid of me, to be honest, because if I'm going to run that file again, then I don't need to do that. Okay, so um, all right, I'm just going to run the parser one more time. So this is going to run the HTML grabber and then send it to the OpenAI API. And then, yeah. Okay, one more time. Now everything should be set up properly. So just, nope, nope, nope. Not everything should be set up properly. I need to delete the schema. All right, now everything should be set up properly, but this is just running one of the two files, so it's not good. What we really need to do is figure out how to truncate the first file. Because we can't automate this until we know that it won't run into that exceeded context length error. But once we truncate the files and then we can chain them together properly, and then we can do a for each loop that goes through every single URL I put in, and then I can do these as many as times I want. And then we can set up basically every bot automatically. But I do need to get better at creating FAQs. But this will be like a, if this is creating an FAQ, and I can plug into that to automate the creation of an FAQ bot. But it might be a good thing to that I need to truncate this output because it's a really big file and it's a redundant file, and so there's no reason for it to be like that. So if I have to truncate the output, then it might also um, make it easier one way or another to eliminate all the redundancies in the final the JSON LD object. But yeah, if I can truncate the files, reduce the redundancies, and chain these together, and then set it up in an array, then I pretty much have the whole demo piece automated, except for the manifest. And then I might want to use the Sora 2 API. It's probably really expensive. Is there a Sora API? Not really. All right. Well, I don't know if there already was one there or not, so we're going to do it one more time. Because when I checked the vector database, there was two, and obviously I tested it earlier, so it was definitely already in there. So can't really. But while that's working, I should really load WP get all pages content. Feedbot slash WP get all pages content. There we go. It's ready to rock. And then, okay, the base is set. The problem is it's gonna overwrite the file being created here. So I need to wait for this to finish, wait for it to get to the vector database, and then delete it from my server. I don't really care if it's on my server or not. And then look into truncating this. But in the meanwhile, I can queue up the ChatGPT conversation about that file because we definitely need to have a conversation about this file. What should I do about this file creating so much output that it exceeds the context window for the API call? It'd really be nice to be more specific about it, but I think all I really need to do is to delete everything that is in shortcode. Okay, so that is done. That means I can go, let's see how big it is. Rank star. It says it's only 7. And then I can run the WP all pages content. God dang it. Disappeared when I tried to run it. There we go. So you see everything we're getting here is stuff we don't even want. It's not actually website content, it's short codes and CSS. All right, what do you have for me? Hmm. I didn't really think about that. You can, because we're merging all of the objects anyways, if it's exceeding the API call, we can just chop it up into chunks and do multiple API calls, and each API call can return its own JSON block, and we can just append that to the file, and then it's all going to get merged anyways. Let's see here. Put the out in it because it's too long. Still too long. This is not a good process. Still too long. Holy shit, it's still too long. Here's what I need to do. Select all, delete, and just take a sample of the output. There we go. That'll be enough. It's probably enough. All right. I have no idea if that's going to work. Well, that looks a lot better. It's still getting all pages and then returning all the content into one API call. So that if they have a lot of pages, is going to be a problem no matter what. But it did work. All right, let's see what happens if we try to chain them together now. So comment out the URL in this one. By the way, did it get the LinkedIn? I didn't see any LinkedIn. Maybe they don't have their LinkedIn on their footer. Let's find out. Damn, they do, but maybe it's not a footer. That's not good. It's 259. Well, it's already in the same ad. So in this case, it should grab it, even if the HTML stripper doesn't work. All right. So this, nope, I have to uncomment out the all pages. Whoops, I commented the wrong thing there. I'm not even editing the right file. There we go. Include the WordPress get all content file. Now we're going to run it. And honestly, it should work. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. This is pretty slow. Anyways, seeing as I think it will work, let's just take a look at what is the next one. After Rank Star, we got SEO Hero IO. it's still working. It's definitely pulling in all the reviews. Okay, it's done. Should be good. Let's go ahead and just put in SEO Hero IO. And I'm going to double check and make sure that I have edited everything properly. I did not. Well, maybe I did. But unfortunately, I have multiple of the same file open. All right. So I'm going to run it, and this should be SEO Hero IO, and it should work perfectly on the first try. Still working. Damn, stall that. Oh, we got a ton of Chinese content here. I really should chop this up into many small open into many small API calls instead of two big ones. There's just no reason. Damn, it's still going. Ooh. Okay, so it ended with gibberish. Not the first time that's happened. And then it ends up being okay in the end. And I don't know why. So this is SEO Hero. Oops, yeah, we don't have any. Damn, we got nothing. So we run just the WP All Pages content. And we go SEO Hero. And this will probably show the problem. However, right, what we could do in the meanwhile is go to demo.aiupgrade.site sample equals SEO hero IO. And we know that it's right because we've got the browser. So then check the browser bot. And then if they have like a million pages, then we'll know that that's probably the cause of the problem. Not that many pages. Still running. I wonder what happens if we go to Sora and search for Hong Kong. Damn, it's still running. It's done finally. It ended in gibberish. All right, well, I'll run the HTML grabber version and we'll see whether that one works. Wow, this one's Korean, not, but that's cool as hell. Okay. Is this a loop? It's about to be. Can't do it. What the hell? And it's gone. Just like that. Okay, so the about contact services worked. So I don't know, the WordPress is just too much. A lot of these Hong Kong videos are amazing. Damn, that is cool. It's pretty wild that that one just disappeared though. Wow. All right. Well, anyways, obviously I'm gonna have to work on truncating the output of that one file, or just use the HTML sealer and skip that file repeatedly for all of them. Anyways, one way or another, that's going to be a problem for tomorrow.